Temu is one of the hottest shopping apps in the world right now, offering unbelievably low prices on everything from tech gadgets to fashion. But behind Temu's rapid rise are secrets and controversies that might make you think twice about those too good to be true discounts. Today I'm going to tell you about 5 reasons why Temu might not be all that great. Temu came seemingly out of nowhere in 2022 and started taking over e-commerce markets all around the world, with insane flash deals often giving 99% discount on items like AirPods and similar in-demand products. If Temu is new to you in 2024 after the Super Bowl, where Temu actually spent more time on TV than Taylor Swift, I don't blame you. But what is Temu, and how did it get so big? Temu is owned by the Chinese e-commerce giant Pinduoduo, which was founded in 2015 by former Google engineer Colin Huang. Pinduoduo grew rapidly, leveraging social e-commerce, a model where users team up to buy products at a lower price. And what this means is that the more people joining in on a purchase, the lower price each person pays, turning shopping into a social, shared experience. And by 2020, Pinduoduo had become one of China's largest e-commerce platforms, competing directly with giants like Alibaba and JD.com. Riding on this success, Pinduoduo launched Temu in 2022, aiming to replicate their domestic success on a global scale. And Temu's strategy was quite simple: offer unbelievably low prices, attract a massive user base quickly, and then dominate the market. They did this by sourcing products directly from manufacturers and offering flash sales with huge discounts, often making headlines with deals seeming too good to be true. In addition to sourcing products directly from manufacturers,
hey guys, welcome back to Temu. Hey guys, welcome back to Temu.
They also did it by spending an absolutely astounding sum of money on marketing. Temu has spent an insane $5 billion since 2022, so that's $2.5 billion a year just on marketing. Another key strategy that Temu uses to gain popularity is gamification, and this involves integrating game-like elements into the shopping experience to make it even more engaging and even addictive. So for example, Temu employs spin-the-wheel games, daily check-ins, and flash sales that create a sense of urgency and excitement. And these features often promise big rewards like huge discounts or even free items, but typically require the users to spend a certain amount of money or make multiple purchases to unlock these rewards. Additionally, Temu uses push notifications to remind users about limited time offers or encourage them to spin the wheel again, keeping them constantly engaged and spending money. Social features further encourage users to share deals with friends or invite them to join the platform for additional rewards, which of course expands Temu's user base rather rapidly. Okay, so as you can see, Temu might not be the most ethical company out there, and as they expanded, so did the scrutiny. So behind all of these flashy deals, the rapid growth, and the crazy spend, some pretty serious issues started to emerge. First off, we have tax evasion. Temu is accused of using complex loopholes to avoid paying taxes in the countries they operate. And here's how that works. They set up a web of subsidiaries and shell companies in tax havens like the Cayman Islands and Luxembourg. And by shifting profits through these low tax jurisdictions, they significantly reduce their tax liabilities. For example, in 2022, it was reported that Temu's parent company Pinduoduo paid less than 5% in taxes on billions of dollars in profit. And this aggressive tax avoidance strategy not only harms the local economies, but it also gives Temu an unfair advantage over competitors who pay their fair share. But this isn't anything new, right? A lot of companies do this. Meta does it, Amazon does it, and you'd be right, but Temu also does customer fraud. Many customers report receiving counterfeit or low-quality products. So imagine ordering the latest gadget and you're excitedly waiting for it to arrive, only to get a cheap knockoff that doesn't work as advertised. And this isn't just a minor inconvenience, it's actually fraud. And Temu's platform is flooded with misleading product descriptions and fake reviews that's designed to trick consumers. For instance, you might see an item labeled as a high-quality smartwatch with a lot of 5-star reviews, and you buy it only to receive a poorly made replica that breaks within days. And these fake reviews are often generated by bots, which makes it hard for honest consumers like you and me to figure out what the real feedback actually is. And this is a really big problem, because according to a recent consumer report, over 30% of the products sold on Temu were found to be significantly different from their descriptions. So this means that there's a 1 in 3 chance that when you buy something off Temu, what you're gonna get is extremely different than what you actually bought. But none of this should come as a surprise, right? Because offers that seem too good to be true often are, and products made in China are often pretty low quality. To be honest, I wasn't surprised myself. This is kind of fair game in China. But one of the most disturbing allegations against Temu is forced labor. So investigations have uncovered that some of the products sold on Temu come from factories where workers are severely underpaid or work in appalling conditions. And in some cases, these factories are linked to forced labor practices. These workers, who often come from vulnerable populations, are coerced into working long hours with little to no pay under threat of punishment. And reports from labor rights organizations have detailed how these workers are often subjected to physical and psychological abuse, having their movements restricted inside and are forced to live in overcrowded and unsanitary dormitories. As an example, one of the investigations found that a factory producing goods for Temu in Zhanyang was using forced labor from detained Uyghurs, a minority ethnic group facing severe repression in China. And these practices aren't just unethical, they're illegal under international law. Yet they persist in the supply chains of companies like Temu, allowing them to cut costs at the expense of human dignity and rights. As if this wasn't bad enough, Temu's operations have significant environmental impact, largely due to the high volume of packages they ship every single day. This includes extensive use of air freight, which has a higher carbon footprint compared to other forms of transportation, like for example using ships.
Analysts say it's causing major turbulence in the air cargo industry.
Additionally, there is a lack of transparency regarding Temu's overall carbon emissions and environmental policies. And Greenpeace have called out Temu for not disclosing its greenhouse gas emissions or having clear sustainability measures in place, and urging the company to be more transparent about their environmental impact. Of course, I think if you look at Amazon and similar companies, Greenpeace have probably told them to do the exact same thing. Of course, Temu are far from alone in this segment, and they face intense competition from e-commerce giants, Chinese and non-Chinese. The most notable competitors are probably Shein and Wish. Shein was founded in 2008 and is a Chinese online fast fashion retailer known for its low prices and trendy clothing. And despite its popularity, Shein has faced criticism for poor labor practices, environmental concerns, and selling counterfeit goods. Really sounds familiar.
Shein used to be the biggest fast fashion retailer in the US. It was until Temu stepped into the picture.
The rivalry between Temu and Shein has escalated significantly, with both companies vying for dominance in the global markets. Shein, known for its fast fashion at extremely low prices, has accused Temu of unfair practices, including attempts to poach influencers and engage in anti-competitive behavior. Temu has responded with legal action, alleging that Shein uses mafia-style tactics to coerce merchants into cutting ties with Temu. In addition to Shein, Temu also competes with Wish, another platform offering low-cost products directly from Chinese manufacturers. And this competition drives all three companies to constantly outdo each other in terms of pricing, advertising, and customer reach, often at the expense of ethical and environmental considerations. Of course, not all products on Temu are necessarily bad, but the platform's model creates significant risks. And as a marketplace, Temu hosts a large number of sellers and manufacturers, which means that product quality can vary widely. And some of the items might be of acceptable quality, but others are reported to be substandard or even dangerous, for example, containing high levels of lead. The platform's lack of oversight and quality control allows for these issues to persist and even encourages it. And sure, Temu may argue that they're merely a platform connecting buyers and sellers, but they still bear responsibility for the products sold through their site. And by failing to enforce strict standards and allowing questionable products to be listed, Temu facilitates the distribution of these goods. And moreover, their practices, such as prioritizing low costs and rapid growth over ethical considerations, contribute to systemic problems. And companies like Amazon have faced similar issues before, but typically they have a bit more robust mechanisms in place to address counterfeit goods and ensure compliance with local labor laws. One of the biggest problems with Temu is the gamification of cheap consumption. Temu's business model is designed to get consumers to buy more and more, often resulting in counterfeit products that break after just a few weeks and that end up in landfills forever. This approach not only harms the environment, but it also exploits consumer behavior through advanced data harvesting and targeted marketing. The data collected from Temu's extensive tracking and engagement strategies isn't just used to boost sales. This data can be sold or shared and potentially benefit state actors like the Chinese Communist Party. And these data practices raise pretty significant privacy concerns, which are quite similar to the ones associated with other Chinese platforms such as TikTok. But the trick that Temu plays so well on us as consumers is that the low prices and fun gamification features of the platform can help to mask these serious ethical issues. So until regulators and lawmakers take decisive action against Temu's practices, the responsibility kind of falls on us as consumers to make informed decisions. So the next time you're tempted by an unbeatable deal on Temu, ask yourself this: is it worth supporting a system that exploits workers, damages the environment, and compromises your privacy, all for the sake of lower prices? Okay, this video was a little bit depressing, and if you've come this far and you want to see another video about a company that makes their money honestly, then take a look at this video about Red Bull.